Happy 60th birthday, Dad!
Woo!
Yay!
Happy birthday, Dad. Tanna and I were trying to figure out what we wanted to get you for your big 6-0, and we couldn't come up with anything better than why don't we just sit here and share some of our favorite memories about you, some of our favorite characteristics about you. So today we're going to be just rattling off 60 of our favorite things about you. So get ready, buckle up, here we go. One of the things that we'll probably remember the most about vacations is the infamous breakfast song. Time for breakfast, everybody up!
So this is also a vacation memory. It's more recent. Brings me back to Hawaii. It's a full half day.
All right, another Jeffyism. Every time we were getting a sponge bath, we would hear, "You can't win the race if you stink in the pits." It's true.
This one's kind of inappropriate, but it's always something that brings a smile to my face. And it was a joke that you did not tell us until we were in high school or a little more mature. And that is one bag, two bag coyote.
One thing we love about your dad is that you hum every single song you've ever really listened to, and the best part is they all sound the exact same. There's never any distinguishing features of them. Every little sounds the same.
We're roasting you today, Dad.
Surprise!
Jeff's 60th roast. Milk runs.
We wouldn't call you a master chef, but you make the best dang cheesy dogs anyone's ever had.
So this one hits very close to home to both Jordan and myself. When you would take stats during the Urbandale basketball games because they were so boring that you had to take stats during them when we really wish you hadn't.
No, burn those records.
We never enjoyed coming back from the locker room after a game to come see you to tell us how shitty we played.
Oh, you were a negative two today, Tan.
I scored 6 points, and you'd be like, you had 17 turnovers. I'm like, okay, all right, we can shred that one. Thank you.
This one's a little bit more general, like how you never obey any signs whatsoever because rules don't apply to shills. Ever.
One of the best memories I had my senior year of college was you and Mom coming to Size Roost on Welch and ordering $4 pitchers for me and my friends. And of course, that included Pope Francis.
All right. Well, we all know no adventure is complete without an adventure floppy hat, and you have never been short of those ever. So love that you always wear those and pass that on to us.
Before I decided and realized that these little chunky legs were not good at running and couldn't play soccer, I really did appreciate when you were goalie for Jordan and I at the Urbandale soccer fields.
This memory you probably don't enjoy as much as, well, we didn't really enjoy it either. But remember that one time you found lice in my hair and threw me in the shower while you went and got lice shampoo, and then we found it in Tanna's hair later, and Mom was gone in the Bahamas the entire time? Thanks for that.
Not sure if Mom knows about this one. But remember that time we put a funny little etching on the back of mom's iPad. Something about stop creeping on us. I don't know if you find that too funny, Mom, but sure as hell your husband and your children do.
All right, from a young age, you always made sure that we tried whatever beer you were also trying, whether it was a little sippy cup with a little tiny bit in, or we dipped our pinky in it a little bit. And I think it worked because the beer you drank was disgusting and we wanted nothing to do with beer for a very, very long time.
Here's another Hawaii vacation memory, but it was, I mean, could you call it a memory? Haleakala. We didn't get to the top, but we definitely had a lot of emotions on that ride up. And should have been listening to Jordan the entire time of putting your car in neutral on the way down. I don't like to give her a lot of credit all the time, but I had to there.
Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, this one's a little bit more personal to me, but look at the shirt Tanna's wearing. Reppin', let's go. But getting to play with the Celtics with you was always so much fun. And what I loved even more is that you could then and still probably could beat me in a foot race. So thank you.
Okay. Um, so this was a fun one. In 2017, when Jordan was living in California, we secretly flew her back and we tiptoed into little Arion. We said hello to Kevin and we kept walking into Arion and we surprised you with a daughter in your chair. That was a fun one. Oh, yeah. We had all 17 Sarahs help us out that day.
All right, let us never forget that you have a perfect record as a coach in England. So bravo, sir. Well done.
This is a family memory, but all four of us going to Seven Flags, avoiding all of the rain buckets throughout the court or throughout the courts, and spending so many hours in there. That I think was really fun. Maybe Jordan, you'd agree, but it was something that we're very fortunate for, and spending all the time there, I think, really got us invested in basketball. So thanks.
You think we would have been better with the amount of time we spent there.
Speak for yourself.
This is another soccer one, shocker. But you would always bring your reffing gear to any of our tournaments, no matter what, because you would get bored in between our games, or I don't know, just because you love the game so much, even if the only thing they could pay you with was sandwiches. So always knew, could always count on you bringing your reffing gear. Like that one time that you reffed one of my college games too. So kudos to you for that one.
So this is a Delperdang memory, but well, at least we were with the Delperdangs. We went to the Iowa State Royals. Like Iowa State was sponsoring something for the Royals game, and they were playing the Astros. And all of a sudden, they're doing something on the jumbotron with a little text underneath of just funny little memes or something. And then all of a sudden, you, Dad, in a bright striped orange Astros jersey, surrounded with blue Royals gear, you are on the jumbotron for felt like 10 minutes of basically something about you were wearing the wrong jersey, and you were so proud of it and you had no fear, and it was awesome. Everyone laughed. Well, I think anyways, I was.
All right, we're just gonna keep roasting you for some of our vacation fails. Remember when we were in Zurich and got lost? a lot. It's okay. We made it. We made it eventually.
So this memory is at one of the amusement parks, one of the many that we've been to, but this one stood out to me. It was like one of those animal shows, and the Australian man pointed you out in the middle of the crowd, had you stand up, throw your arm out, so the obviously incredibly well trained wild hawk could fly up, take your $10 bill from you, and fly back down. I thought that was so cool that my dad was the one that got chosen.
This is one Tan and I are both very, very thankful for. Um, you and mom went to every single sporting event, school activity that was humanly possible, even if that meant going to Mason City on a Tuesday night in the dead of winter. And it is something that we are both so thankful for. It made a huge impact and I don't know, a big difference. And it was just always so nice to know that you and mom are always in the stands supporting us, no matter what we were doing and at what level. So thank you.
So, obviously, speaking of amusement parks, we went to plenty, like I said. But thank you for letting us force you into going on roller coasters that no man above the age of 30 should be going on. But you graciously went with us, and we had a very good time. Maybe we were a little nauseous afterwards, but we thank you for standing in those dreadful, dreadful lines. And I I don't even know. I'm imagining both Jordan and I were being little monkeys in between railings, and you just had to sit there calmly. But we thank you for that. You really took one for the team.
Oh, well, I love this one. Thank you for dropping us off at school and or sports practices on your motorcycle so we could look like total badasses, just rolling up, taking our helmets off, whipping our hair in the wind. It was the coolest feeling.
So this is more of a vision. I don't think I can ever get this vision or this mental picture out of my head, but it was when you were a coach. I think it was Irvindale Premier. Would it have been Irvindale Premier? I'm not sure. But you were one of my soccer coaches. I think it was probably one of my last years playing. And we were on the side, or you on the sideline. I was over on your side. I don't know what position I was. And some girl on the opposing team hit the ball so hard that it knocked the wind out of me, and I remember slowly dropping and staring at you as if those were my last breaths, and you just looking at me like, "You're fine." I was like, "You don't get it. I am dying. I'm literally dying." And that is still an image to this day. And I just remember I dropped to the ground. You're like, "Do you need to come out?" I'm like, "What do you think, Dad? I'm dead. I'm dead." But I can never stop envisioning you like, "Come on, the game's still going. The ball just hit your gut and ricocheted out that way. You need to get back in the game." It's a moment I'll never forget. Thank you.
This one is something we actually still kind of do. So growing up in the winter, we always had a puzzle going in the red room, the piano room, whatever room you want to call it. And we would always sit there and try to get a couple pieces in the morning before school. And it was almost like a rule. I don't know if it was a written rule or unwritten rule, but if you had to get at least one piece before you got on the bus or went to school or your day hadn't started yet. So that was always so much fun.
Hearing the bus in the background while you hadn't found your piece
Yeah.
yet,
Oh. It's
terrifying.
like you're taking me to school, Dad.
I want to thank you, Dad, for teaching both myself and my sister how to drive a vehicle. You were very, very patient, especially when you had a 4'2", 13-and-a-half-year-old Jordan sitting on 12 phone books, probably 3 pillows. Thank you for teaching us. We're very appreciative.
This was something we did every year, and it was taking our first day of school pictures in front of the tree in the front yard. I call it the pear tree. I'm pretty sure it's consistently or technically a linden. I don't know, Tanna, do you know what kind of tree it is? Whatever. It's
I
just
know what kind of tree it is.
yeah.
No.
It's the tree in the front yard. But we always had those little pictures taken in front of there. Then we recreated that one where you were in the same exact outfit from like 20 years prior. It was great. Good times.
And Dad always made fun of the head tilt. He'd be like, pull the Jordan.
All right, Dad, this was just between me and you, and this is our pre-game soccer ritual, which I didn't remember until recently, but we would go inside foot, outside foot, inside foot, outside foot, noggin, chest bump. We did it for good luck before all of our games, and it was always so fun. Yours or mine?
So once you taught Jordan and I how to ride bikes, we would go on family bike rides. And one day you said, well, this is a great idea. I haven't roller skated in years. I might as well roller skate with my family while they ride their bikes. And so we had just gotten past, I don't even know, we just got onto the path entrance. And I believe you were in front of us and you were going down this little decline and you almost went right into the creek and I thought you were going to be gone forever and you fell right in front of it and it was not a good start to that bike ride, but very, very good memory.
Tanna, whip out the tissues for this one, because there were a lot of days where we spent crying at the kitchen table because math is hard. So thank you for walking us through anything you could and taking us on that journey because it was not easy with with us as your daughters.
We're not good students for you, Dad. Sorry.
So thanks for putting up with the tears and helping us pass math.
Yes. Whenever Mom was gone, we were always so excited because we got to go to McDonald's. Until one time I was yelling at Jordan and you said if I didn't stop, then we weren't going to go to McDonald's. And guess what? I didn't stop and you put your foot down. We didn't get to go to McDonald's. I was so surprised and sad.
We were already buckled up too. Like we were in the car and you were
Yes,
like, time to get out.
it was one of those like, what was it, Brother Bear?
Oh, we
Brother
wanted
Bear, it was Brother Bear like item or like toy. And I was so jazzed to get a brother. Never seen the movie, but I was so jazzed. And I just, my sister just couldn't stop annoying me, I guess. And
we'll go with that, sure. We are constantly quoting some of the best work of all time. And yes, I'm talking about Jim Gaffigan. I'm talking about Step Brothers. And I'm talking about Dodgeball. I could probably sit here and rattle off a bunch of those things, but we all know that we could be here for hours. So I'm not going to do that. But thanks for always quoting some comedic genius with us at all times.
So those times where I was actually able to go to McDonald's, I thanked you by throwing up in the middle of my sleep, rolling around in it, and stinking up the house. And you so graciously had to be the parent because Mom was gone, smoking doobies in the Bahamas. And I don't know if that's true, but I'd like to think that's true, Mom. And Dad would came and he had to clean me and Jordan slept peacefully, even though later she had her little Arizona chocolate milk problems. Remember that?
I'd like to forget it.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you for cleaning me and thank you for not throwing Racky away because that would be incredibly sad if he was still not in my life.
All right. Although they might have embarrassed us a little bit recently, which maybe we'll forgive them for sometimes. Thank you for raising us as Astros fans. It was always fun to watch those games growing up and be able to talk about it. Everyone's like, why are you an Astros fan? And be like, because my dad's from Texas. So go Stros.
This is a short one. Thank you for teaching us how to play the game of pool.
More vacation memories because we have a lot of those, which thank you for that. But thanks for always carrying the water bottles for us on hikes and carrying all that extra weight. And sometimes you ended up carrying us when we were littler. maybe you did that longer than you probably should have. But thanks for always taking one for the team and carrying the water. Except that one time you brought Zippy water with us. That part's unforgivable.
Well, once we realized we had too much furniture in the basement to play pool, we decided to become ping pong pros.
I like this memory a lot. I think of this one really fondly. But when we were younger, to kind of help and encourage us to read, you and mom would take turns laying next to us in our bed and reading a book or whatever while we sat there and read our own books. And I just remember that was always I always thought it was so cool and so special that we could all just sit there and read quietly next to each other.
I probably did not enjoy it. But when we were not being ping pong pros, then we decided to play darts. And once you realized that you had daughters who were obviously never softball players, you built the cardboard surround of the darts board, and still we would happen to create holes even further away from that cardboard cutout. So I apologize, but thank you for being very creative.
This is something I always think fondly about this too, but you still do this to this day. But if we're laying on the couch and you come in and you always go by the side where our feet are up and you just put our feet in your lap and you just rub our feet while we're watching TV. And I don't know, it's just always been a sweet little sentiment. And who doesn't love a good foot rub? Your turn.
So this is a travel memory, and it was when our GPS made us do 12 loops or 12 laps around a roundabout. And probably on the 11th route, a very mad English man flipped us the bird. And
I think that's how they say hello. So Tanna won't remember this, but she was there. I remember it very vividly when you were helping her give a bath or helping give her a bath, and she was in her little suction cup thing, and you were in there, helping her out. And she decided that would be a really good time to relieve herself. And so I just remember seeing the bath water just turn yellow. And as soon as you saw it, you were just like, there's nothing I can do about it now. So gave me a good laugh. So thanks, Tan.
You're welcome. So this is kind of two memories, but I'm putting them together as one. So I would wake up from a nightmare. I would grudge walk into your room. I would get as close to your face as possible and dragon breathe onto your face to wake you up, to basically just have you tell me to go use the restroom, which you would think I would learn that maybe that's just what I needed to do. But then you would very graciously walk me back to my bed and scratch my armpits until I fell back asleep.
So this is another travel memory just between me and you. But we were on a cruise. I think the most recent one we were on, and you and I got drunk off of $1 Caribs. I don't even remember what island it was, but we were both really excited to watch the boat push back from port. And so we went, our little drunken selves went, got some free ice cream, went up to some sort of lookout deck, and just kind of watched as we left port while mom and Tanna were doing the responsible thing of getting ready for dinner, but we could care less at the time.
So this is a memory that I'm very, very thankful for, and that was working with you for 3 months. It was really fun to just see you every day, to have you see me in a professional setting and see you in the professional setting. And it was always kind of weird sometimes when you'd walk past my little cube desk thing and we like would kind of make eye contact, we were like, gotta stay professional. And you were like on your way to like a meeting, and it was like, what a weird situation we just put ourselves in. Not able to like we were really trying to keep it professional, but on the low, we wouldn't be like, what's up? Or like, I hate this place. So anyway, very, very good memories. The classic was really fun. Wish I would have been 21 at the time, but very thankful for for getting me that internship, and I'm very grateful that we had all those Arion memories together.
This one you actually just showed us the last time we were home together around Christmas was that you've kept so many of our art projects or little things we did at school that I didn't even know you kept. And that was just so special. It was so fun to just like look back at all the things that Tana and I had created, but it just really meant a lot that they were sentimental enough for you to keep to look back on and kind of reflect on some of the things and the different stages that we went through in life growing up. So thank you for keeping those. That was sweet.
So I think both Jordan and I um, got this. Honestly, might be my favorite quality of you, Dad, and that's that you're capable of putting a gallon of ice cream into a half of a 1/4 cup size little plastic cup.
Mom will love this one too. Your fashion sense is next to none. And you will forever clash navy blue and black. And you know what? That's okay. Sometimes I do it now too. So you just made it okay for the rest of us. So way to be a trailblazer.
Is a very common memory, I guess, where we would sit on the back of your truck, or once we got rid of that, in the back of the minivan, or just we would stand in the garage and watch thunderstorms come in. Most of the time, I was too anxious to be out there for too long, especially if there was like like tornado warning or whatever. But we have a lot of good memories just watching the cold fronts come in of thunderstorms and just watching it all happen. So
This one's a personal one for me, but I love thinking back to our road trip we had when you flew out to San Diego and drove me home after my internship, and we took a detour to the Grand Canyon, hung out by Duck on a Rock before we got like totally rained on and some crazy storm came in. But we listened to music the whole time, pretty much all of Meatloaf's repertoire, whatever you call it, and it was just so fun to just road trip with my dad.
so whenever we're taking a photo, you can always count on you, Dad, saying cheese. You never don't. You always do, even if it's a little bit under your breath. You go, cheese. You always do it. I think it's so funny, especially because probably back in the day, I was like, Dad, no one said cheese. You don't have to say it. But I think it's so, so cute. And I can just hear you saying it. So, and you too, Jordan?
Yeah, it's just a little buzz. It's like, all right. We all know you don't, or you say you don't like attention. But when you got up to speak at Tanna's wedding, you worked that floor like you were a stand-up comedian. You had a drink in one hand, mic in this one, rolling around telling stories that didn't even happen. But it was just so fun. We were behind you the whole time, just like cracking up, and it was you have a lot of charisma there, bud. So well done. This one's pretty much just a general one, but you've been known as the human garbage disposal forever. Anytime Tanna and I couldn't finish our meals or our plates, which was pretty frequently, you just, I don't know where it all went, but like you ate everything and you always finished our plates. So thanks for that. Don't ever let food hang on your plate.
And now we do it for you. So crazy.
Rolls up
Crazy.
first. Taught us well.
That was way too well. So those, Dad, were our 60 memories. Obviously, we have so many more, but those were the ones that we came up with first. And we just want to thank you so much for showing us what true love is in a marriage, as a spouse, and as a partner, as a coach, and all the other titles that you have. We love you so much. Happy 60th, and I hope you enjoyed this.
Happy birthday, Dad. We love you.
Happy birthday. Wah, wah, wah.
Hey, give me a beer.
Love you. Happy 60th.
Love you.